Big win for our group, man. So proud of these guys, the way they bounced back after the last couple of weeks. Coach Enfield's team was going to battle to the end. I know they've got a couple of injuries, but so do we. But that doesn't take away from our guys' focus of finding a way when things were going against us a little bit in the second half to grind out a big-time win here at home. Much needed. Super proud of them.
Glenn, how much do you feel like this team has kind of bought into that idea that you can play solid defense and win kind of ugly games as Coach describes them?
Like you can see it tonight, even throughout the bench, everybody came the same game plan. We stuck to the keys we knew about Peterson and Boogie Ellis. We limited them in transition and stuff like that. So I feel like we would be big going down the stretch.
And when your guys have had some rough ones here recently, how much do you feel like this group kind of needed some reassurance, heading down the stretch?
No, that was a big part of it, especially with such a young group. You worry, that they let doubt creep in, that maybe, we can't make it happen. And then you add to that when things go against you, maybe some whistles the other night when you got some momentum going, you let it creep in. And I thought today they were as resilient and kept as good a body language to some of those things as we've done all year. And they didn't lose focus. And they were saying it in all the timeouts. Keep the laser focus. We're going to be all right. We're not losing. We're not going to be denied. And it was the players' leadership in those moments that I think kept everybody's chins up. And we, again, this is one win, but it's a much, great timing because we have struggled a little bit of late, and they found a way to get it done, which obviously gives us some momentum down the stretch.
Dzmitry, you've had a kind of rough season at times this year. How have you kind of kept yourself in it? Because today your contributions on the offensive end were pretty massive.
I mean, part of my personality has been responsible and always staying positive no matter what consequences are within my basketball or my potential basketball future. So I have my goal and my aim, and I just follow it. And if my path is going to be tough the way it is, then it's just how it's going to be. And giving up is no point because I already went so far, so why would I give up right now? And if you stick through it, and as I showed today, it's not coming back to me too.
The big thing with Dima is we've been talking to him about, he's been unbelievable in practice for a while. And we joked, yesterday, be that guy come game time, whatever has blocked that. I said, address the game like it's practice. Just when you walk in, hey, we're just in the gym hooping. And his teammates have been telling him that. And I think he made a little bit of an adjustment, whatever he did. I loved it because he wasn't as hesitant. Defensively, he was flying around. The big tip on your second to last play on the baseline drift pass was big time. So I'm super proud of him for hanging in there and continuing to believe in battle.
Well, Glenn, at halftime, did you talk to anybody, or it seemed like you were just kind of went to a different level in the second half?
Yeah,
in terms of motivate, it just seemed like you were determined to.
Yeah, I just tried to keep it short and sweet and come to win. That was the whole thing on my mind throughout the whole day. I was trying to come and get this game the whole time. Matter if I just had 5 rebounds, 0 points, whatever it took, I was trying to win that.
And then Wayne, I know it's just a win, but it's the 10th win of the season. Psychologically for this team, is that meaningful? It
has to. We don't talk about that stuff, but it has to. I mean, they're normal kids, and getting to that figure is big. And we write the numbers up on the board, and we were seeing 9-3 for a while. To see those out of there is huge. But this year again was all about getting our culture back. We didn't panic. It wasn't like, okay, we're going to make these huge leaps. And we've suffered a lot. We said this at shoot-around. We've suffered through a lot before the game. Curveballs are thrown at you in life. And the way you get through it is by leaning on one another, believing in the path forward, and kind of going at it together. And that's, I think, you lose games, you read BS out there in social media, it can take you off of that path. And I thought today we were as loose in a shoot around this morning as we've been in a long time. And to be honest, it pissed me off, but I kept my mouth shut. My staff's like, these guys need to relax a little bit. And I almost thought we crossed the line But obviously, we're not gonna let it turn into a you-know-what show moving forward. But it was good to see that they were loose and it carried over to the way they played, because that was an intense an effort from start to finish as we've had now.
Wayne, despite him getting into early foul trouble going 0 for 9 from the field, it felt like KC was in on some of the bigger plays down the stretch. How did you feel like he responded to
Proud
the
of
start?
him, really proud of him. Yeah, he's mad at himself. He missed a lot of point blankers. But he goes 2 for 3 from the free throw line, was big, but he drew a lot of fouls on him. He gave us someone to throw it to so that we could have some movement and get freed up a little bit on the perimeter. So super happy for KC, and I know he's just gonna, he's a puppy. He's gonna continue to get better and better. But his rim protection, some rebounds, big time for us.